One, I talk to myself. How long will I last in a zombie apocalypse? Wait, guys, nah, I get. Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Precious Omphithetse. If you're seeing this face for the first time, I've missed doing this. It's been a while, but anyway. Okay, so we're answering random questions again. So today we're going to be answering about 10 questions. I think let's not waste any more time and let's just get right onto it, right? The first question says, what would a world oh wait, by the way, I'm sorry, my laptop is right here, so I'm reading from it. Number one, what would a world populated by clones of you be like? Wow, wait, if these clones are literally like me, like, wait, clones are literally like you, right? Like, literally like you, I think the world would be emotional. Number one, because I'm an emotional being, so I think it'll be too emotional for my liking. We're all going to be mad all the time because we're all too emotional, number one. Number two, I think, well, listen, I think the world is going to be peaceful because the moments where I want to talk, the moments I don't want to talk. So I think when I don't want to talk, we'll all have those moments. I'm hoping that we'll all have those moments where you don't want to talk, and if I want to talk, we'll all talk. So it'll be very peaceful and very nice. There'll be a lot of saving. There'll be a lot of traveling as well. We're gonna be ballers, okay? I'm a baller. I want to be a baller, and I know they're all going to want to be ballers, so we're going to be ballers. J, basically. So me now being it, if the world was populated with my clones, we would be peaceful, would have a very, very good country, which should happen. God, hear my prayers. Number two, what old person things do you do? Old person things do I do? One, I talk to myself. Right now I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, but anyway, I talk to myself. What other old people things do I do? I don't know. I think to me other things are normal, so I think like the one thing and old people do is talk to themselves. So the other things I personally think like almost everybody does, so I don't know, right? Number three, what did you think was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? Adulthood. I used to think adulthood was fun because you could make your own decisions, you could do whatever you want to do at any time. But now I'm an adult and it's like I don't even do the things I used to say were cool or I thought like adult people do. I don't know if that makes sense. I actually think adults had a lot of independence. Like I wanted that for myself. I wanted to leave home and have my own place and be comfortable and happy. But then it comes a lot of things like buying food for yourself, toiletries, like a lot of things come with being an adult. So I used to think being an adult like was like a cool thing, but now I don't think it is anymore. Number four, if you could have your own reality TV show, what would it be? What would it be? My own reality TV show. Personally, I used to think that this one is going to sound a bit weird, but I used to always wish and pray that orphans could have a reality show just so like their lives could be showcased and they could live their reality and people could understand that sometimes I don't know, like, do they really struggle? Don't they struggle? How do they live their lives? How did they grow up? How were they raised? I feel like, personally, I would want to create a reality show like that, like for orphans or kids who live in orphanages like that. Okay, fine, like, it might be or might sound inappropriate, but at the same time, I feel like people need to understand like how these people live and how they feel, not just how they live but how they feel. Sometimes even living in an orphanage could be something that isn't cute and nice, but you think just because they have shelter and they have food and they have clothing they're fine, but the feeling of not having your parent, the feeling of not having family, the feeling of always being given handouts, I don't know if that makes sense, but like maybe these are things that they feel or they don't like, but they have no one to help them voice out their feelings and their opinions. So I feel like I would have a reality show about orphans just so I could like hear and understand how they were raised. I'm sorry, I'm charging my laptop. How they were raised or how they grew up, right? Like that's what I want to know. The fifth question is, what would you do without electricity for 3 days? Sleep, 1. 2, meditate. 3, read books that I have, or like my school stuff, because hey, and yeah, clean, do things that bring me peace, like cleaning, giving myself self-care, days, preps, whatever, taking walks, jogging, exercising, gym, because our phones are like our devices that use electricity, are the things that usually take most of our time. A lot of us need time away from our phones. We spend most of our times using like these electrical devices more than being with ourselves and just spending time alone and doing certain activities and stuff, right? Number 6, which of the 7 dwarfs is most like you? I do not know the 7 dwarfs. If I get to find out information about them, I will do research right now and I'll tell you guys in like a few seconds. And I'll guys, this is editing pressures here. I want you to answer this question. I would be happy or sleepy. I'm reading here, so I'd rather be happy because I want to always be happy. Sleepy, sleeping all the time. That's what makes sense to me. So I'd rather be happy or sleepy. I'll show you guys like a picture and explain to you guys why I chose them, because I really don't know much about the dwarfs. So let's skip to the next. What is the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen? The best Wi-Fi name I've ever seen. Well, they're always roasting people, guys. Nah, I get, because the last one I saw was a Gahonamola, and I'm like, okay, no, that's not cute. If you were a candy bar, which candy bar would you be? Candy bar that I'll be is a sneaker. I love sneakers. Sneakers are like my favorite chocolate bars. If you love me and you want to buy me a chocolate, buy me sneakers. I love them so much. They really taste so good. The caramel, woo, I really love sneakers, so I'll be a sneaker. Thank you. How long would you last in a zombie apocalypse? How long will I last in a zombie apocalypse? Okay, so for me, every time I watch these movies, I always think that if I was to find like a safe, quiet place, like with food, and I would just sit there, it's dark, there's no light, there's nothing, I would survive the entire movie. If it's a movie, I'd survive a long time, because I'm there, I'm not moving, I'm not going anywhere. People like to move, people like to make noise, people like to talk. I'll be quiet, baby. Are you serious? You want to talk in a zombie apocalypse? Do you want to get killed? Do you want to die? You want to be a zombie? I don't want that. So I'm gonna keep quiet for like, I don't mind being there for 5 years. If I have enough food and water, I'm going to survive. But I don't know. Let me not lie. But if that was the situation, I would survive. If it was a movie, I'd survive the whole movie. If it's like a few months, I'd survive a few months. If I had the food and the water, I would. But yeah, that's what I think. True. Yeah. What would be your weapon of choice? My weapon of choice, I don't really deal with weapons, so I don't know. If I was to say a gun, I don't know how to use guns. I know how to use knives, I don't know how to use swords, so I don't know. I'd say guns because they're like the most simple thing to think of right now. So yeah. Would you like a world with magic in it? Would I like a world with magic in it? Maybe not. But magic, like, I think if there was magic, people would end up using it in an inappropriate way. I think that the problem with people is, even something good, they end up taking it and using it in an inappropriate way, or doing something that is not good up with it. So I don't know, I'm in between. I think if I would live in a world where there's magic in it, like, I would love that, because we can do anything and everything with just our magic wand. But at the same time, knowing people and how they are, this is going to turn into a disaster literally in like 2 seconds. The moment we're all given powers and miracles and magic, it's going to be a disaster in just 2 seconds. If you were given 1,000 acres of land, what would you do with it? 1,000 acres of land. This is my last question, by the way. What would I do with 1,000 acres of land? Is 1,000 acres of land a big thing? If it is, then here's my thing, okay? If it's small, then I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying this. But let me tell you guys my plans then, because I see what you guys want to know. I would build a home, like a very large community, where it's just a big community with older people, orphans, or homeless people, or people who are thrown out of their homes, just people who need a home. You know how in Korea there's like these buildings where if you don't have a home, like you're chased out of home or you go to a new city, there are like these places where you can sleep at. Like you go there, you register, and then you sleep there for free. I think it's either I saw that in a series or something, but that's what I know. Just a home. I don't know if that makes sense. Like a home, like a place where a person could call home because they know that at the end of the day there are people who care about them there. Like if it's kids, then they deserve to be taken care of. But like a home for everybody that doesn't have a home, or a home for people who are like chased out, orphans, criminals, or people who like left, like who just got out of prison and don't have anywhere to go. Like it could be a home for them as well, like for everybody who is kind of rejected by the society, so they could also have a sense of home. I hope that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It is episode 17. 15, 16 and 15, 14, 15 and 16 are shorts, and they're there on this channel, so if you haven't watched them, check them out. It's 17 on the 17th of October period. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on my next one.